Tag You're It, as I would have called it, which tells you that I'm probably better off doing YouTube videos than coming up with the titles for films in Hollywood. Tag is an ensemble comedy that stars a pretty talented ensemble. Ed Helms is in this movie, so is Isla Fisher, so is John Hamm, Jake Johnson, Hannibal Buress, my other half, as well as Jeremy Renner. Now, the premise and the concept of this movie is, there's no getting around it. It's kind of stupid, it's kind of ridiculous, it's kind of absurd, but it is actually based on a true story. Believe me, I thought it was bullshit too when I first heard about this movie, but then I actually looked it up and no, the shit that happens in this story is actually based off of real life shit. So let me set the table for you. These group of friends have grown up and they've been friends for a really long time. And when they were kids, they loved playing tag. I mean, what kid doesn't like playing tag, right? And they have a simple mentality when it comes to their friendship. You don't stop playing tag because you grow old because you stop playing tag. And so this same group of friends decides that every year in the month of May, for over 30 years, they're going to continue on the tradition of playing their game of tag. They come and find each other wherever each of them is, and they just tag each other, and they just play and they have fun with it. One member of the group, played by Jeremy Renner, is getting married in the month of May, and so the rest of his friends decide to conspire to tag him, because Jeremy Renner's character is perfect in this game. He has never once been tagged. Not once. He has a perfect, unblemished record, and the rest of his friends are trying to put a stop to that shit. Like I said, the concept itself is absurd. It doesn't make it stupid. It's just a bunch of grown-ass men playing tag. That's what the movie is. However, the movie seems to know that it's absurd, so it's asking you to go with it. I gotta say, if you embrace the absurdity of the situation, just like the people in this movie seem to be embracing the absurdity of it, I think you can have a really good time with this movie, because I did. There are characters in this film that openly acknowledge how ridiculous all of this is, but at the same time, there's something really sweet and charming and endearing to it. It helps that it's really, really funny. Threshold for comedies is really low, people. We have a simple ask when we go into a comedy. Okay, make me laugh for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and you'll have yourself a happy customer. This movie did have me consistently laughing. I'm talking about ribs hurting, almost on the floor, belly ache laughing. This movie did what a lot of really good comedy ensembles should do. Number one, don't beat us over the head with the same old joke the entire film. We get tired of dick fart poop jokes. Jokes that don't really have any kind of cleverness or originality to them. Number two, if you're gonna have an ensemble comedy, you need to make the ensemble the best thing about the comedy. I mean, yeah, sure, the comedy is the comedy, but we want the people who are performing the comedy to be really great, and we want them all to get equal shine. And in Tag, this group of friends not only has great chemistry, but they're all freaking hilarious. All of them. Every single one of this group of friends is hysterical, and each one of them has parts in this movie that had me dying laughing. I'm going to single out Isla Fisher for a second, because normally in a side role like this, I would only mention her just to say that she's hotter than Satan's penis or something. But no, I actually thought that she was one of the highlights of the film. In addition to being really hot, she was really funny because she plays one of the characters' wives, and she's really intense, and she's really focused, and she's kind of over the top, and she perfectly matches the tone for the rest of the movie. This is one of those films that's so beautifully self-aware of itself that it's almost like it's trying to make you laugh, but at the same time, it's making itself laugh. It perfectly straddles the line between so over the top that you can't take it serious and so you have to laugh at it, at the same time having certain scenes that are played so serious that it has to be a joke, because there's no way anybody wouldn't be dying laughing during these scenarios. When I say scenarios, I mean seriously, seriously ridiculous, over-the-top scenarios. The lengths that these people will go to tag somebody, or the lengths that certain people in this movie go to avoid being tagged, I mean, you think you've seen it all. You haven't seen it. You haven't seen shit when it comes to this game of tag. There was actually a really good message in this movie about friendship and about the bonds that tie us together. The bonds that tie us to the people that we love in our lives. To me, that's the shit that's worth living for. Sometimes, even if it means playing a kid's game, keep your inner child and keep your friends close. My pops always told me, "Look here, you little bitch." I'm totally kidding. My father never talked to me like that. But my father did used to tell me that if you can count on one hand the number of close friends that you have, then you're really lucky. And if you can count on two hands, then you're blessed. So if nothing else, even if this movie doesn't make you laugh the way that it made me laugh, I hope that you walk out of this movie with that message of keep your friends close, put your arms around them and never let them go. Sometimes the comedy in this film wasn't given a chance to breathe. Sometimes you have to pause a little bit. Sometimes you have to space the comedy out. Some of the jokes in this movie are so fast and so rapid fire and so relentless that sometimes you're so busy laughing that you might miss the next punchline. I'm just saying, sometimes you wanted certain moments to breathe. You wanted the movie to catch its breath a little bit. It's a nitpick, but it is something that I thought about while watching the movie. My biggest issue with the film is that there are certain things and certain relationship aspects of these characters that aren't explored enough. Characters themselves have great chemistry and they all fit well together and it's all really outlandish shit, but at the same time I feel like there was room for a little bit more depth and some things weren't fleshed out with them the way that I wanted them to be. In the end, it's a comedy that made me laugh, so I had a good time with it. Tag was a really funny time at the movies, and I'm going to put it in the Silver Age for Man of Steel. Guys, YouTube rules and guidelines dictate that after you review a movie called Tag on YouTube, you have to start a game of Tag yourself. I mean, it's just, I didn't make the rules, people. Alright, so if you're watching this video, share this with a friend of yours and tag them and tell them to pass the tag along. Whoever gets this video to 1,000 likes or 1,000 views or whatever, you will be the tag king or queen. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel. Stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace!